schön und ich zeige euch jetzt die Galerie. My name is Sarah Gusten Marr. I'm an artist living in the Vale of York in beautiful North Yorkshire. I found Digland's Farm. It was a find that was so fabulous. I spent my summers growing up in Bavaria, in the Alps, in the mountains. So it was really, really important that I find a property that was in the countryside. Couldn't get better than this. It was a dream come true. Also, I wanted space. I always knew I wanted to build a gallery and a sort of art center. This was given to me as a gift by the heavens. It's beautiful. So I'm very pleased and very fortunate. Zwei Räume und Bilder hängen hier. I was adopted in 1970 in Monrovia, Liberia, West Africa. And my father is German, but born in The Hague in Holland, my mother being German. So all my life I've had this German and international upbringing, which I'm very, very proud of. I am as much German as I am completely West African, and I think that's quite a unique mixture. We were just talking about everybody's favorite painting, and both my really good friends, Stefan and Simone, they both said, oh, well, we have our favorite painting. And I said, really, which one? And it's just unbelievable. They both chose the one that I painted when I returned from West Africa. And they both have West African connections, which is total proof that painting and places and people connect. I was very inspired when I visited West Africa. I love going to the villages. So I went to the north of Ghana. I went to Mole National Park. And on that trip, I visited individual villages. And it was very, very hot. So I was inspired by the heat and by village life. Gallery GM is an art gallery. I show my own work, but I also show work of other sculptors and artists. Also, it is a place to find young talent in the northern region who are young artists or sculptors who need help being developed and who are looking to exhibit their work. I think that, especially when you're young and you're starting off in the art, it is very easy to be knocked. I have an example of when I was at art school. I had a teacher who didn't like any of my red art, which at the time I was quite disturbed, only to find out later on that her ex-husband wore a lot of red. So that always made me smile. And I was determined to not let people feel like that. And I think it's really, really important to get a kick when you're young, an encouraging kick. So I can yearly, we are just in the process of finding out the best way that we could run a competition for artists to be developed. And have an exhibition every year at Gallery GM. Well, I work with texture. That's one of my main focus, textures and colors. In order to create the texture, I need to wait for it to dry. And there's many painting techniques I use, but they all involve texture, so I work simultaneously. I will usually work at about 8 paintings at one go. I'm using a scraping technique here. It now needs to dry. I will automatically now go to another painting that has red, and I'm going to use the rest of my red on this painting. And it's really, really important, this, because this is how I, first of all, create texture, and also I create my layered paints. And if I wouldn't have done that, this paint would have actually been wasted. When I paint with emotion. So when I'm angry, my canvas will feel it. When I feel happy, my canvas will feel it. It's very liberating. I think painting is expressing myself on canvas through color, through technique, and through layers.